Today, we are talking about money flow and how to bring more money to you. If you're new here, my name is Karyn Medeiros, and I am founder of Manifest Her and best-selling international author of Manifest Like a Badass. So today's video, we're going to talk about money flow and money blocks. So you probably don't even know that you have a money block, but if you're not getting the money flow that you want, then you have some sort of block. So we're gonna do an exercise today that is going to help you release any type of block that you already have, that you know that you have, and any blocks that you had no idea. And it's really super simple exercises that you can do. So grab a pen, grab a notebook, come back, and let's follow these exercises. So number one is you are going to write down how you feel about money. But I want you to think back to your childhood. I want you to think about your environment. I want you to think about people that you were surrounding yourself with, whether it's just been a little, like whether it's now, whether it's been, 10 years ago, or as a child. And I want you to really think of all those people that you've been surrounding yourself with, whether voluntary or involuntary. What have they said about money? So go back to your childhood first off. And what did your parents think about money? What did they say about money? Were there certain phases or phrases that they would say about money that still stick with you today? Were they always saying, this is so expensive, we can't afford that, money doesn't grow on trees, we're not that type of people, we're not rich, the rich are bad people? What were those things that your parents, your friends, or other people said around you? So this may take like a little while. Like think back, take the next 30 minutes to really think of all the situations that you used to be in, right? So for example, I always remember my mom. We were in a station wagon. We would be coming back from wherever and we'd be on our way home. And there was a gas station that was, I don't know, probably 2 to 3 minutes away from our house. And we would always pull into the gas station and my mom would always get $2. Back then, I don't know, $2 was maybe $5 today, 10, I don't know. But it wasn't a lot. And so she would always pull in, and I still remember the gas attendant's name, Mike, because I remember this memory. She would roll in, she'd be like, just $2 today, Mike. And he'd be like, $2. And she's like, that's all I got. It's just enough to get us home. And so that left a memory of money, of there just wasn't enough, right? And so somehow, subconsciously, I've obviously, since I've remembered that at that time, I'm 47 now. So that was probably 40 years ago. I still remember that memory. I remember what the gas attendant looked like. I remember the car we were driving. I remember looking out the window. I remember what the gas station looked like. It's no longer there. I can see it all vividly in my mind. And so that memory stayed with me and somehow affected the money blocks that I used to have. So I want you to write down here's the question. How do I feel about money? I want you to write that. How do I feel about money? And I want you to write everything. If it's positive, great. Write it. If there's any negative that you can remember, even if you're like, well, I don't know if I really think that way now, I still want you to write it down. So we're going to write that down first. Number 2 is I want you to think of, I had to write notes so I'd remember. What would you do if money flowed to you, right? Like if money came to you in the way that you wanted it to. So maybe it's, you want your business to explode. And if it explodes, money just comes in. It just flows to you, right? Or you just imagine this life of having so much money in your bank account where you're able to travel, you're able to buy anything, you're able to pay a bill, like every bill, you're able to pay the bills early. Your kids want something and you're like, sure, yeah, right? You had all the money in the world. enough, where you were like, yes, this is the life? What would you be afraid of? What would happen? Like what you'd be afraid of those changes. So there would obviously be some sort of change because now you're in a different element, right? Money is no object. You have what you want. You have what you wish for. What would you be afraid of? What would you be afraid of losing, right? So if you had all of this money, would you lose some friends? Because now these type of friends wouldn't be in the same situation and environment as you, right? Maybe, you're able to do all of this and they're not. And so would you lose those type of friendships? Would you be afraid of family coming to you and constantly asking for money? And then you're like, now I have to lend all of this money or give all this money away to my family or whatever. I want you to really think again, take a minute and really think, if Jeannie was like, yes, you have it all, what would you be afraid to lose? And I want you to write all of that down as well. Now, when you're done writing that down, I want you to read it, say to yourself, well, this is silly. This isn't real, right? This is not real. And I no longer want to have these beliefs. And so I am going to rid them right now. I no longer believe that these, bad things will happen. And then number 3, I want you to rewrite all of your negative beliefs. So from question 1 about how you feel about money. So if there's any negative ones in there. And then number 2, right? Which was, what are the, bad things that you're afraid of that would happen? So all of those, I want you to take all of those and I want you to rewrite them into positive affirmation, right? So very easy. Take whatever the negative statement is and turn it into something positive. That's it. And I want you to do that. And then once you have all of those negatives into a positive, I want you to just have a piece of paper, even if you have to rewrite it onto a clean piece of paper, I want you to rewrite that or have it on a clean piece of paper. And I want you to read those statements, those positive money affirmations. I want you to read those, or money beliefs. I want you to read those every single day. So you can do it a couple times a day. You can do it once a day, as long as you're doing it at least once a day. And I want you to read those. If you have to set an alarm on your phone to do that, then I want you to do that as well. The thing is that you can't have this, this beautiful life that you've been dying to have and that, you see everybody else have, if you don't do the work. I made that mistake years ago where I was just like, yeah, sure. Like I would listen to a video like this and I would kind of think of the things in my head, while I'm watching the video. And then I'd be like, okay, yeah, that was great. Yeah, that was a great video. Okay. Yeah, no, I have some things, but I didn't do the work. And then I was like, well, why isn't this happening? Like, I did the work when really I didn't do it at all. Right. But when I started literally taking pen to paper and really doing the work, because when I did that, took pen to paper, there were other things that were in here that I had to get out. And once I started to write, it just flowed. And guess what? That is when I started to release all the blocks, right? If you have any type of belief, negative belief, that is a block. And if it's a block, then it's a block. There is something else, it's trying to come in. It can't. It literally can't get through because it's a block. There is a wall. There's no way around it. It can only keep going, and it can't because you're blocking it. So, we have to take those blocks away so then it can continue to go through. And it's easy as that. So I hope that you found this video helpful. If you did, smash that like button, smash that subscribe button. We have weekly videos that drop, I have weekly videos that drop every week, twice a week. Plus, I have a meditation video. If you go into my channel, there is a meditation playlist. Every Tuesday, I drop a 5-minute or less meditation. And if you want to learn more about money blocks, manifestation, I go in detail with my book, Manifest Like a Badass, and it is available on Amazon. Just either search my name, Karyn Medeiros, Karyn with a Y, or search Manifest Like a Badass. So have a great week, and I'll see you soon.